Hey guys, today is March 19th and I want to talk to you about getting a new roof on our house. Now, some of you may say, Leigh, what does the garden have to do with getting a new roof? So you're about to see why. So see you guys, this is the reason why I'm sharing this as a gardening channel, because this is all getting piled up on the lawn. It hits the bed, so if you have flowers or shrubs that you're worried about and you've never lived through this before, you want to prepare for this because this stuff is heavy. Well, the roof construction begins. I'm freaking out because this is all over the lawn. Ugh. Hey guys, well, it's roof day. I can't even tell you how stressful this is when you know, as a gardener, when you have all kinds of expensive bulbs coming up, you have expensive trees around your property, and everything just arrives. And there's cranes and people all over the roof, and the boys are in here freaking out. So, you know, you have to catch everything. I already caught one material issue that was delivered wrong. Which was important underlayment. So we were expecting, you know, a higher level, and they delivered the lower level. But luckily, I'm a psychopath, and I was all over it. So, but they're being really great. They changed it out immediately. So right now we're in the debris stage and the demolition of the existing roof. So there's just a mess everywhere, shingles flying. I'm trying to manage our trees getting protected. So here's some tips for you guys if you're in the process of getting a new roof. Consider any landscape lighting, and more important, any trees or shrubs. So I'll show you what we did to protect a few of our important trees and some of our lighting. So we have basically we have buckets that we keep around that we move rocks in and stuff like that. And we put them over our landscaping lamps to protect them as debris falls down. So there are landscape lights under here. Now here, if you've watched previous videos, at the front door, we have our trees named Hope and Noble, my beautiful weeping white spruce trees. So we put ladders over them to protect them, but the shingles flying down, you can see the shingles are piled everywhere. We're literally like karate chopping my trees. So I had a shingle just missed me. I went out the door, it hit the tree, and you have to scream stop, and you know, had to get them to come out here, but they were good. They covered it up with tarps for me to protect the trees, and it's amazing how the debris just flies everywhere. Within 10 minutes, the crews arrive and they just start taking over. Now, these piles, these flats of the timberline that we're getting here, we're doing timberline HD, which, you know, there's a lot of different products you can be looking at. But actually, this is the HDZ. I didn't know that we were getting the HDZ. I thought we were getting just no, we are getting HDZ. There's another HDU. I think I have to look at it. But these top Cobra Snow Country, this is your ridge vent. This is super, super important to have a good ridge vent go up. So you want to, you know about that product if you're looking into it. So this stuff is normally delivered on top of the roof, but because our driveway is big, giant slabs of concrete, and the driveway was here when we moved in, it was poured on clay. So when we have a freeze like we do right now and a thaw, the driveway heaves. So we had to take precautions for that. So normally they'll pull the crane. It's a huge crane and flatbed that gets delivered, and it backs up onto the driveway and delivers the material up onto the roof. But we don't even park in our driveway. We barely, you know, we drive in and out of it a couple times a week, but we're mainly home people. But we never ever allow heavy trucks up onto our concrete slabs in our driveway because it will crack or slip. So we had to work with them on delivering this onto the lawn. So I'm probably gonna have lawn repairs to do, but I'd rather repair the lawn, which we're gonna get rid of eventually anyway, than worry about replacing giant slabs of concrete down the driveway. So these are things to think about, you guys, if you're getting a new roof, and the things that you have to protect around your property. So half the roof is delaminated up there. They're down to the OSB. Hopefully we won't need too much sheathing replaced, but gosh, you guys, this is super stressful. The debris is everywhere. The banging through the house is crazy. And more upsetting is that my birds are freaking out. So I'm trying to stay in there with them, but they're finally starting to calm down. But I'll be happy when this day is behind us, I'll tell you that. Alright, here we go already. Looks like some of the board has to get replaced. I don't know if over that window it looks like there's 2 wet spots, but I guess that piece up there broke. I don't know what, oh Lord. So the whole roof gets covered in a blue felt. This is an upgraded felt, and the ice guard that goes around the bottom edge before the shingles go on. Oh, these guys work really fast. They work really hard. Moving along out here. So now everything's covered in felt, the entire roof. So we have ice shield along the edges of the gutters. Now they're going to work on these smaller roofs, and it's still going to be a two-day job, I think. But based on the damage that we saw with these boards coming off, I'm so grateful that it's being replaced. Now you can start to see the difference between the new roof on the left and the old roof on the right over the garages. So, halfway there. Well, good morning, guys. It's day 2 of our roof adventure, and here's what it's going to sound like in our house today. And here's the roof coming off, oh my God, over the family room. I'm going to have a heart attack today, I think. My little greenhouse is like, Mommy, what's going on out here? They're wrecking the house. This is crazy, you guys, to have a house of this size, have the roof ripped off, and be home for it while it's happening, because I will tell you the sound of this going on. Listen. So my birds are freaking out. But yeah, it's a lot. There's 6 men on my roof right now. Now I'm up looking out over the garden. Here's something that concerns me, is this little roof here. They already replaced that yesterday, and it's got some flying debris on there. They're doing their best to keep it off there and keep it out of our flower beds and hopefully out of the pond. But wow, this is crazy. I only want to do this once in my life, you guys. This is nerve-wracking. So you guys, this is a lot while I'm trying to, while you're trying to take care of a household and you've got all this going on. So, but anyway, this is how they tarp the front of the house as they get ready to peel off all of the roofing. And we have several bad areas, like that's the area up there where it collapsed. So that's all going to get peeled off. So let's go see what's happening in the back. That literally took 10 minutes for them to peel off the left side of the valley and this whole back side here. So where that's all piling up is my daylily bed, where we just planted hundreds and hundreds of tulips and all sorts of spring bulbs. So hopefully we covered it up enough so that they won't get killed. But yeah, so this roof actually looks pretty good as far as the OSB, which is basically plywood. So you can see if there's any stains up there or any holes. So this, luckily, none of this side will have to be replaced, but we know that several pieces in the front will have to be replaced. All right, so now we're at the upper gable, going down to the front valley, and most of that main roof looks to be okay. So this is the nerve-wracking part that's coming off up here, though. This is where we know there's problems. So see you guys, this is the reason why I'm sharing this as a gardening channel, because this is all getting piled up on the lawn. It hits the bed, so if you have flowers or shrubs that you're worried about and you've never lived through this before, you want to prepare for this, because this stuff is heavy and it piles up. They do their best, but it's a lot. And it just piles and piles of it coming down. Oh my God, this is where it's getting nerve-wracking for me. So wasting no time, the ice shield is already happening on the back. This is so much that happens, and we're getting rain today, so these guys are really hustling. Here's what I don't get though. Here is a roof over one of my bay windows in the front, which is below everything that's happening now. So you can see there's all kinds of debris that comes down on that. So, but this is right here. This is the area that I'm worried about. So we're pacing. I can't get anything done. So now they're doing the ice shield and the underlayment on the back portion. So 6 guys working at the same time. Here's the spot where it rotted and collapsed. So we know that that's a hole. And then above it, I think, is where it was leaking up into the eave. All right, so that is the source of one of the leaks that has been coming in and hitting the floor in the eave. And that's an actual hole up there. Look at the nice hole, ladies and gentlemen. You couldn't see that before from the street. We didn't know until the snow collapsed it. So this is the importance of looking for ice damming, you guys. You want to make sure your gutters are not damming, because it's a sign that something's going on with your roof. So we have at least, I think, 3 pieces of board that's going to have to get replaced here. So that's an extra $100 per board. Now the front is completely down to the particle board. So now we have to see how many pieces of plywood have to be replaced. Oy, oy, oy. So it looks like it was a half a piece. So now they removed a piece of plywood up in towards the valley that we were not anticipating was going to be a problem. So I don't know what's happening up there. Okay, so now we have the felt and the ice guard on the back, but the front is turning out to be a little bit of a situation, so we got to take a walk around and see what's happening up there now. Okay, so one piece had to get lifted up to get the other part off. Looks like, I don't know what's going on. Part of it got replaced. Yeah, so just part of it, just a section is replaced. So we're still on the same sheet of plywood, I guess. Quickly, I went in the house for just a few minutes, have all of the felts on and the ice shield, and watch the shingles go up on the roof and this little thing called the ladder vader. The ladder vader lifts the shingles up so they're not carrying it up, because these guys are super strong and work so hard. Good crew here. I'm going to do a full review on this company, you guys. I just realized that now, so because I realized that people from New Jersey watch this channel, so I'm going to do a full review and give you more details on how I feel about the process. So this is who we've been using, American Quality Remodeling, and they have a YouTube channel of their own, so I'll let them know that I'm going to do a review. Alright guys, now it's almost noon on Thursday, and you guys took a much well-deserved break out here, and now our shingles are going on. You can see how quickly they move. So this is awesome. The back's progressing along. We have our cleanup guy here working really hard, moving all of the debris out of the yard. There's our guy there. Yep, so we're moving along. Alright. Getting the back done here. They were taking the walking boards off along the edge, and they were mindful to know to not drop it down into my daylily bed, so I was really grateful for that. We have a really great crew out here for the past 2 days, and they're taking really great care of making sure our garden beds are not getting destroyed. Wow, you guys. The roof's pretty much done. They're cleaning up now, finishing up some shingles, working on the ridge vents, tightening things up, and they should be fully completed and very, very shortly. But wow, my new roof looks beautiful. I am very pleased. Well, you guys, now spring has sprung, and like a lot of you, we have a ton of new spring bulbs popping up all around the perimeter of our home. And we wait all year for these. We just in the fall planted a load of daylilies and hyacinths and crocus and all sorts of stuff that we anticipated would be popping up in the spring. Now, that leads to a whole other level of anxiety when you're waiting for these plants to emerge around the foundation of your house when you know you have to get work done. So long story short, we were waiting to get a new roof. We knew we had to get a new roof. And I was waiting to build another greenhouse or something else closer to the back of our home. And I kept saying, no, I think we're going to have to get a new roof soon. And I think we should wait to do anything too close to the house. And then I would procrastinate because I knew that we had flowers planted and shrubs and things like that. So here's the story of what happened and why we ended up getting a new roof in the middle of winter. We have a pretty sizable roof on our home, and you know, the house, we are not the original owners. The house is a little over 20 years old and we've been here for 10 years. So this year we got a pretty big snowstorm. And I happened to notice out front that while the snow was building up, underneath the soffit, which is the perforated material underneath like where your gutters may be, for some of you who don't really know roof terminology, I noticed that water was dripping through the soffit and hitting the brick and in the front. And I said, okay, something's not right there. I think we're ice damming. So lo and behold, I found a weird eave to climb into and realized that not only were we ice damming, but there was a collapse in the roof itself. So we had to hurry up and frantically get some roof estimates. We did our due diligence, which I highly recommend to you guys. Get at least 3 estimates, because in our 3 estimates, there was a $10,000 span in price. And the guy in the middle happened to be the best price in town with the best guarantee, the best of everything, the best materials, all of that. So while we were talking to the 3 different roofing companies that came out to give us estimates, you know, the one roofer did say that he noticed that we had a soft spot on the front of the roof, and he said, oh, this will last you for about another month. He said, you know, you are going to have to absolutely get a new roof. So he was the cheapest price. And that was for an Owens Corning product, but he wasn't a certified, he was certified for Owens Corning, but not to the level that we realized other roofers are certified in things. So that's something you want to consider. We ended up talking to 2 more roofers that did the Timberline GAF. And depending on the level of your certification, you get different warranties. We realized there's an elite level certification and a master elite. The elite level guy wanted almost $25,000 for his roof and was not really offering as much. So the guy in the middle, which was American Quality Remodeling out of Columbus, New Jersey, if you are in the Burlington County area, they also service, I think, Pennsylvania and Delaware, maybe even up into North Jersey. So if you're regional to us, you may want to consider what I'm saying if you're looking for a new roof. But anyway, he offered the best price and a 50-year warranty on material and labor. So if there's any problems at all, we just have to call him because they are a master elite installer. So we went ahead, and thank goodness that we got them on the books, because about 3 weeks later, we got another snowstorm and rain, and I could see that things were dripping really badly. Then the weather cleared and was nice, and we were able to get them out here in February. And when they took the roof off, it became a hole. So we were right on the verge of something really, really bad happening. But that was the story of actually why we got the roof done in February. Not really the middle of winter, towards the end of winter, but anyway, it was just a crazy time. So I was kind of happy that it ended up that way because of all the destruction that happens. It's not intentional destruction. It's just like some carnage level that happens in the demolition of your roof. They lay tarps out that cover the front of your house and they cover your windows and everything, but as all the debris and the asphalt shingles get taken off, wow, it just piles up all along your foundation. So if you have any plants, any shrubs, any bulbs emerging, any of your favorite flowers, you have to be prepared for that because there will be devastation. So we were able to get them through good communication, and they were willing to listen. They knew we had concerns about certain areas and they were able to avoid it. But there were still things popping up. Trees had like rows of nails from the nail guns in them. We still have pieces of asphalt that are floating around. There's still random nails out here. But the pile of debris that happens, as you could see through the video, we were able to isolate that to a few certain spots. We really didn't have any damage to our shrubs. We also went around and we moved all of our furniture and all of our important things away, at least 10 feet away from your house because of these piles and the way the debris comes flying off. It can't be avoided. We covered all of our things that were electrical, like lamps, walkway lights, things like that. We put buckets over them. And we were able to put around extra buckets on some bulbs that had emerged, and we just really made it clear, look, there's flowers under here. And they were really good about avoiding those areas. So I think with a lot of people just waiting, who need a new roof, and you may be gardeners, or maybe you just have a lot of landscaping and you're thinking that spring is the best time to do it, it's really not. If you can, get it done before everything blooms, it's really in your best interest because there's a lot of stuff that can get damaged. So anyway, I hope that helped you. Again, the roofer that we used, American Quality Remodeling, their phone number is in the body of the video. They were really great, and I highly recommend them. They arrived on time. Actually, they arrived early for 2 days. There was no standing around. There were 6 guys on our roof. All 6 guys worked at the same time. They worked until lunch, and then at lunch they took lunch at the same time. Then they all went back at the same time. There was no hanging around, no blasting music, no smoking cigarettes. They cleaned everything up. They were really good. They stopped to listen to my concerns and they worked with me. So if you're looking for a good roofer in the Burlington County, New Jersey, Delaware, Pennsylvania area, I do highly recommend them. So anyway, you guys, that was just me looking out for you if you're gardeners and you have to get a new roof. So I hope you watched our video, and we hope to see you in the next one. Have a great day.